Hey, what's up everyone? So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Walmart exclusive deluxe Boba Fett Tython Jedi Ruins from the Mandalorian. So I ordered this figure almost a year ago. It was last February, but I got the shipping notification and it made it here in less than 24 hours. It basically shipped from one side of Atlanta to the other. But after waiting all this time, I'm happy it's finally here. And of course, it comes in the deluxe size Galaxy packaging, Star Wars The Black Series up top. Through this giant window, you can see Boba comes with an EE3. Now, he did not have the EE3 when he was dressed like this, but it's there. Got his blaster pistol. I don't know the name of this, but I did find out that this pistol is made from a U.S. Navy Sedgley Mark V 10-gauge signal pistol, which I think was pretty interesting. Yeah, got his little blaster pistol, got his jetpack, his helmet, and right here we got Star Wars The Mandalorian and Boba Fett Tython Jedi Ruins. On this side of the box, the front window wraps around, and you got Star Wars The Black Series again down there. There's the side with the artwork. Nice picture. I really like this a lot. Got this kind of orangish color for the Mandalorian. Large window on the top. Bottom is the barcode, logos, and some mouse print. There's the back. Same picture as the side. Bio. This bio is a little bit different. So Throne Room Boba's bio says seemingly met his demise in the Sarlacc pit. This one says seemingly met his demise in the Sarlacc pit on Tatooine. So slight difference in the bio. This Boba's number 22 in this Mandalorian line, and you got some warnings down there that no one looks at. All right, I'm going to get Boba Fett Tython Jedi Ruins open, and let's take a look at him. Okay, so here is Jedi Ruins Boba Fett out of the box, and let me just start by saying this figure does have some issues, okay? As far as it not being screen accurate. I'll get to those real soon. But the more I've played with this figure and looked at it, I still like it. It's still very cool. But let's get a close look at him. And we'll start up here with the face. And I think this face is fantastic. So the robed version of Boba that I got, the eyes are kind of looking off funny. This one and my throne room are both very good. Especially this one. I have no complaints about this. The eyes look great. Nose, mouth, skin tone, all the scars look very good. This, that, down here around his mouth, all this looks fantastic from the neck up. I am very pleased with this one. And from the neck down, I'll start up here with this scarf. And the sculpt is nice, but it kind of gets in the way of turning his head. Okay, I don't know a human being that turns their head like that. Even turning it this way, yeah, it does affect turning the head. It kind of affects up a little bit and down, but yeah, the head turning, that's just weird. But again, the sculpt of it looks very nice. Now the armor, I am digging this. They did an awesome job on this dinged up, scratched armor. The Fett symbol looks pretty good. All the dents are there. Now this is pristine up here. Just like the back, there's no weathering back here. But the front, I must say, looks awesome. And as you all know, these shoulder pads are supposed to be up here. All right. I totally get why they're under there as far as reuse, as far as ease of production. But stuff like this has rendered this figure not screen accurate. Yeah, they should be up here. And I've seen lots of videos of people just popping these off, heating it up, popping them off, and just gluing them up here. I may do that. I may try that. Okay. Because you can sort of just, peel them up. All right. They're glued up here. So that may be an easy fix, but they do look good. All right, the Mythosaur symbol looks great. The weathering's very nice on both. Okay, yeah, kind of like that. The hoses look good. Now, the undersuit, yeah, it should be black. It's brown. I don't know why they went with brown, just like on the robed version of Boba. It's brown. It's supposed to be black. Yeah, this is kind of bugging me. Yeah, it's weird, but, just like the throne room version. The sculpt is nice. The gauntlets look good. The weathering is only on the fronts and, well, the side a little bit, but the inside of them, yeah, it's pristine. Same gauntlets as Throne Room. And, of course, it's the same gauntlet as Return of the Jedi Boba, so the flame effects will plug in there. Okay, but you got some paint on the rocket. The weathering looks pretty good. Same on this side. And like I mentioned, the hoses look great. The belt, I'm pretty sure this is the same belt as the robed version. It looks pretty good. Got some great detail in there. All those shells look good. All the fine detail in there. It's a great texture. It just has a really neat feel to it. It is kind of gappy right there. All right. It's kind of weird. It kind of wants to sit funny. I'm not sure if it's just mine, but I don't know. It's a little odd. It kind of wants to sit kind of crooked. But yeah, the belt does look fabulous. Holster, pretty basic holster. The back of the belt. So there's no paint, but there's some great detail. The belt loops are there. The buckle. It would have been great to see a silver buckle, but no, it's just the sculpt. But I don't know. It's okay. Got this back here on his butt. That looks nice. Legs are brown. Yeah, I got this funky fold that happened during packaging, I guess. It kind of dips in right there. It's the same as Throne Room, but it's brown. Now, depending on the light, sometimes it looks dark brown. In this light, it's pretty obvious it's brown. I mean, if I bring up the Throne Room version, yeah, it's a big difference. Yeah, it should be black. I don't know why they went with brown, but it's, what can you do? Of course, you can paint it. Shouldn't have to do that, but yeah, it's okay. The sculpt is great. Knees. Now, I'm thinking in the show, in The Mandalorian, I'm thinking he only had one knee pad on the right. I don't think he had the left knee pad on. So that's another. Comment below, but I'm thinking that the left knee pad wasn't there. But it's okay. It's all right. They look okay. They're kind of hidden, actually. You can barely see them. The boots look good. Same boots. They're fine. But overall, I mean, top to bottom, I think it's a really cool look for Boba. I mean, it was such an epic moment in The Mandalorian. I mean, for me, it was one of the best moments in Star Wars. The return of Boba just wrecking stormtroopers in this funky, dinged-up armor. I mean, yes, they could have put those there, but they didn't. Yes, they could have painted this black, but they didn't. But still, overall, I think it's a pretty cool-looking version of Boba. And I don't want to get into articulation too much because I've already reviewed Throne Room. The head. It's got this funky turning. You got some up and down still, some decent tilt, but yeah, the turning just looks ridiculous. He looks like something's wrong with him. Arms go up. They can go around, obviously. As far as elbows now, yes, they get past 90, but you have to make sure these hoses kind of stay on the inside. Okay? Well, those two on the inside, this one on the outside. Okay, you don't want to break them. But both elbows get past 90, which is wonderful. The left gauntlet will swivel, as well as swivel at the elbow, and of course a wrist swivel, and a side-to-side hinge on the left. The right side, there's a little bit of swivel at the elbow. These hoses kind of impede. There is a little bit of twist at the gauntlet, of course wrist, and a very nice up and down hinge on the right side. As far as midsection, twist, some crunch, and again, back, it's very gappy. That's a little odd. The legs go up that much. They go way out, and of course this holster will just flex with it. They go back just to there. You got this giant knee joint incorporated into the pants, but it does look good. Swivel there, boot swivel, which is great. And of course, thigh swivel. Feet go down there, that much, all the way down, and they go up just to there. And of course, there is some swivel at the ankle. So I would have to say that the articulation on Boba is great. And as far as accessories, I'll start with the EE3, and then I'm going to put this thing away because I'm not going to use this blaster with this version of Boba because he didn't have it. But this looks good. It's just like the Throne Room version. Got some great detail on the stock. The stock's brown. Some nice detail on the grip there. And throughout the, the frame and barrel. Scope looks good. That's what the flip side looks like. Just a little bit of, some stuff going on there. Yeah, it's a great blaster. But again, I'm not going to use this blaster with that Boba. And just for the video, I will bring up the Throne Room version because this is already in his hand. If you put this blaster in his hand, it's going to look just like that. And I think he holds it very well. And it's great that you can get this all the way up to his shoulder. The stock is right on the shoulder, and it looks like he's aiming right down the sight. And that is a great look. Yeah, this figure could hold this blaster just like this. And I love that. And next up, we have this little blaster pistol. And again, I don't know the name of this, but I thought it was really interesting that they made this blaster from a U.S. Navy flare gun. I thought that was pretty cool. It's a great sculpt. Very neat looking pistol. Got a little bit of brown on the grip. The flip side looks like that, just more of the same. Yeah, it's a very, very neat looking pistol. And this one's definitely going in his hand. So as far as him holding this, I'll just drop that in there. And yeah, that goes in nicely. So there's a trigger there, but there's no trigger guard, but his finger is right on the trigger, so-called trigger. And I think he holds that very well in the right hand. It's very secure. It's not going to go anywhere. And just having him straight out firing, I think that looks fine. And real quick, I just want to see how the holster works just for funsies. And that drops in, yeah, very well. Again, this holster that they put on these Bobas, that would be very difficult to draw quickly, but it's okay. It's very secure. It's not going to fall out, but it's just hard to get to, yeah. But the holster does work. All right, let me put this back in his hand because this is where this blaster is going to stay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that. And here's the jetpack that he comes with, and it looks okay. I mean, if anything, I would love to have seen some more weathering, okay? The scratches are just on the back. The top is very clean. The rocket looks brand new. Bottom is nice and clean. The jets are nice and white. The sides, you know. Now, if you wanted to weather this more, you could take a chrome marker and just hit all these edges, all these corners, you know, to bring out more of a weathered look. I think overall it's okay. So the flame effects from Return of the Jedi Boba would plug in here, which is nice. The rocket is removable, but it's tight. It's very tight, you know, which is good. You don't want it just falling out and putting it back together. There's an audible snap. So that rocket sits in there very securely. Yeah, it's a cool rocket. Come on, focus. It's a very cool rocket, but it's just a little too clean for this jetpack. But overall, it's fine. And this being a 3-peg design, it's not going to rotate, but sadly, it does not go in very far, and it does come off very easily. And my throne room version is the same way. This thing just barely sits in there. Now, of course, if it's just on the shelf, just on his back, it's not going anywhere. But as soon as you start, you know, playing with the figure, chances are this thing's going to wind up on the floor. And that's unfortunate. But if it's just on him, I do love the look of that. And last but certainly not least, we have his helmet. I am loving this. The scratches look amazing. The ding is there. The orange, you know, showing through looks great. The maroon, love it. The black visor is just killer. All this looks great. The rangefinder, of course, can move, but it is very delicate, so be careful. It's just a dainty little thing, but it can move, which is great. Yeah, I love that. Back of it looks just awesome. All the scratches, the light green, dark green. Yeah, very, very nice looking helmet. And let me plop this on his noggin. Okay, so, all right. I can tell you right now, this one is a lot more loose than my throne room version, you know, but it's all right. It's okay. It goes on a little, all right. It's okay, but yeah, once that's on, good looking figure. Yeah. So I'm totally just trying to overlook the brown and this, but that looks good. That looks really good. Him just firing straight out, just shooting a stormtrooper or someone. Yeah, it just looks cool. All right, I'm gonna go stick this guy on the shelf and let's see what he looks like there. And here we are, and yeah, this figure looks good, I have to say. Now the brown in this light, it's not terrible. I mean, yes, black would have been better, but the brown, it's okay. It's not too bad actually in this light. But I am loving that armor. So I've got this little progression of Boba going on. Got the robed look, got the scratched up armor, of course Fennec, and then the throne room. And I imagine we'll get the Mos Espa version at some point. But I have to say, this figure looks fantastic. I am very pleased with it. Yeah, he looks really, really good there. So bottom line, I think this is a pretty sweet version of Boba. Even though it's not entirely screen accurate. I mean, yes, the brown is kind of messing with me. These should be up there, but as a whole, I think the more I look at it and the more I play with it, I like it. I really have no regrets picking this thing up. I think he holds the weapon well. The helmet looks fantastic. Jetpack, yeah, it's a little squirrely. If you mess with the figure, it might fall off on you, but if it's just on the shelf, it's fine. It's okay, but yeah, from head to toe, I like it. I like it, but I want to hear from you guys, so please comment below and let me know what you think of Boba Fett, Tython, Jedi Ruins from The Mandalorian. And if you enjoy videos on Star Wars The Black Series, please consider dropping a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and please turn on notifications. I'd certainly appreciate it, and I just thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.